baby had spaghetti, thus I have spaghetti on me. So. Hey Puzzle Buddies, welcome back to the channel. I'm so glad that you're here. This week we're speed puzzling again. And I know we've been doing a lot of speed puzzling, but y'all know Nationals is coming and I have to practice. I do have a few puzzles that I want to do casually kind of in the meantime leading up to Nationals, so hopefully I'll get to do at least 1 or 2 of those. So it won't be just all speed puzzling for the next couple of weeks, but we'll see how that goes. Anywho's, as y'all saw last week in last week's video, I had the opportunity to do 3 different speed puzzles. 3 different puzzles and do them quickly. And I did really great last week and I had a lot of fun with them and I got really great times, but they were all puzzles that were kind of similar. And then, so I wanted to kind of venture back into kind of like a regular puzzle, like a regular picture, a regular painting, like a landscape, that sort of a thing, because that's more than likely kind of leaning towards what's going to be at Nationals. So I had one puzzle in mind for that. And then I had another puzzle that just came in that I had really been wanting to do, but it is still in that like color blocked kind of easier puzzle style. So I wasn't sure which one I wanted to do first. I ended up going with the easier one. So let me show you what that one is. So first up was this puzzle. It's a Ravensburger, and this one is called Puzzling Emotions. Now you've probably seen this one before, but I saw this puzzle everywhere. I saw lots of people pick it up. It might have been in some sort of competition. I'm not sure, but I think this puzzle is so cute. And I thought that the design of it with like the different characters and different their own little boxes, I thought that would be fun to speed puzzle and I thought it would be easy for me. So I went ahead and gave this one a try. For this one, I ended up dumping the pieces out into the box. And I didn't initially kind of have that in mind when I went into puzzling, but I'm glad that I did because that puzzle had, when I say so much puzzle dust, I think I have a clip of it. But it was crazy. And we all know that Ravensburgers do this. But there's got to be something we can do about this. I don't know. Something at the factory has to change. Back to the point. So I dumped all the pieces into the box. And then I ended up picking the pieces out of the box and sorting them into piles based off of color. Because the sections each have their own separate color scheme, I was able to sort out the pieces pretty easily. There were only a few times where like some of the purples got mixed up. And then like the 2 yellows were kind of similar in some instances. So I kind of messed up in some of those places, but overall I did a pretty good sort. I have seen other speed puzzlers when they're making commentary on speed puzzling, wondering if it's worth spending more time in the beginning on a sort, or if it's better to go ahead and get to work and like flip all the pieces over and just kind of sort as you go. And so this time I went ahead and started with the sort, and I think it worked out well for me. There were only a few instances where I kind of had the pieces mixed up, like in the purples and then the 2 yellow boxes. But overall, it was pretty good. As you saw, I started with the greens and then I moved on to that purple in the corner. Actually, I didn't see Inside Out 2. I'll be honest. I saw the first one. I did not see the second one. I don't know what emotion that is, the darker purple. I'm sorry. But I went from the green to the darker purple. And then I went to the brighter purple, who is fear, I think. And then I moved on to, I think, anxiety and sadness, and then anger and joy, and whoever that is at the top, whoever the pink one is. Honestly, joy was the hardest because it's kind of like the most simplistic style. They're all like the same kind of art style, but something about joy's section was the hardest for me. And then because joy and anxiety's colors are fairly similar, I did have some of those pieces mixed up in each other's sections. And then I kind of gave up on anxiety's hair in the middle of me working on it because I just couldn't, like my head couldn't wrap around like where his little hair, like the different directions of the hair was going. It was throwing me off. So I ended up coming back to those at the end, and then I had a whole bunch of like loose yellow pieces that I just left in the box. And so by the end, I was able to finish those out pretty easily. I knew that this puzzle was pretty easy, and I had seen a lot of other speed puzzlers get like really amazing times on this one. So I was feeling pretty good, but also like, let's be realistic. So my goal for myself was like an hour and a half, especially because that's kind of the time that I had been getting the last few puzzles that I've been doing. And so I ended up getting an official new personal best of 1 hour, 13 minutes, and 47 seconds. So I did good. Okay, I'm really proud of it. But also, this was a really easy puzzle. I think on myspeedpuzzling.com, which is where you can log your speed puzzling times, the fastest time on this is like 20 minutes. So I still have a ways to go, but I did pretty good. So I was really happy about that. This is one that's going to go in my pile of ones that I want to just like keep, ones that I want to keep redoing, because I think I could see myself honestly getting close to 45 minutes. Not tomorrow, but I think if I did this one like 2, 3, 4 more times, I could get closer and closer to 45 minutes on this one, which would be so cool to see. And then of course, the more that you speed puzzle, even if you are doing the same one over and over, it builds your confidence, it builds your like pattern recognition. So I'm gonna keep practicing this one and see how fast I can go. Okay, so after that like high of having those 3 puzzles last week where I did really well, and then having this puzzle, the inside out puzzle, that I did really, really well, I was like, okay, maybe I can go into this next puzzle and it'll be okay, right? Maybe, hopefully. That's what I was thinking. But this is the puzzle that I got. This is from the puzzle swap as well that I went to a few weeks ago. This one is a MasterPieces puzzle. It's 550 pieces, and it is called Aho Owls, is what the puzzle's called, I believe. Now, when I pick up a puzzle from the swap or from Goodwill or anything like that, I really don't look at it much beforehand. I really kind of open the box more or less when I'm sitting down to puzzle. And I usually just open it just to see what's inside, because sometimes, child, you don't know what you're going to get. So I just open the box to see like if there's a poster, if the pieces are in the box, if there's a bag, or if they're loose, that sort of thing, and then just kind of get into puzzling. So that's what I did this time. And pretty quickly, I realized that this is a random cut. This was my first MasterPieces, and maybe from now on I will look into the brand just slightly before I just start puzzling, especially if I'm going to speed puzzle, because not all puzzles necessarily are for speed puzzling. And then also, y'all know me and random cut, we just don't really get along. So trying to do random cut quickly was not the best for me. So before I opened the box, my goal was 2 hours. I know I've been getting an hour and a half previously, but I was like, I can be honest with myself, 2 hours was the goal. So I opened up the box and I saw that a lot of the pieces were stuck together. Like I had a lot of like freebies. So I ended up pausing my timer just to like take some of the pieces apart, because I didn't want to have like a third of the puzzle done for me already. Although maybe I should have just stuck with it and taken those freebies, because I kind of needed the extra help. Anyways, I got started on the puzzle, and this time I ended up just doing a full flip out on the table in front of me versus trying to sort anything out from the beginning. Did the border first, and that wasn't too bad. Although I did get kind of stuck with like some of those like tannish sections. I couldn't quite figure some of those out. And then I moved on to the cacti, did those, started doing those, was getting confused. Pieces weren't quite going where I thought they would go, because it's random cut. So like the things don't necessarily line up like how you would think they would, especially if you're used to doing ribbon or grid cuts. So then I just kind of started, it just kind of went into chaos. I no longer had any sort of plan. Not that I really had one to begin with, but I was just doing whatever. So I pulled out the greens because I thought maybe I could do all the greenery. That didn't quite go to plan. And then I started working on like some of the blues. There are some blue plants. I thought I could do those. Kind of worked on that, kind of not. Ended up going to the reds, which ended up being a lot easier. Like there's some red vases off to the side, and then the red of the like housing, the, what do you call them things? The word I'm looking for is not bricks. The roofs. What's that word? The shingles. The red shingles on the house, the building. I did those. And then like the red shell sign. And then what I was left with was a bunch of blue and tan and yellow. I kind of was stuck as far as what to do next. Honestly, the part that took me, I think, the most time was like the trees, like the palm trees, and then the cacti towards the back. That was really messing with my head. I couldn't figure out where the pieces were going. The blue of the Aho Owls building actually was probably a lot easier than I thought. The green car I thought was going to be easy to put together. I'm not sure what it is. Something about a random cut is like my brain just can't quite process it. Like I can't, it's hard to imagine what piece you're looking for when it could literally look like anything. I think that's what was okay, tonight was spaghetti night, and baby had spaghetti, thus I have spaghetti on me. So there's that. What was I saying? I am curious what my time would have been if this was like a regular grid or ribbon cut puzzle, but we'll never know. So with this being random cut, my final time ended up being 2 hours, 36 minutes, and 48 seconds. So a bit of a departure from my previous puzzles, but there are some different circumstances surrounding this puzzle. Okay, the cut is different. Still much slower than I would have liked. I would have preferred to see this around the 2 hour mark. 2 hours and 36 minutes, really 2 hours and 37 minutes. That's a long time. I honestly am not sure if people even speed puzzle masterpieces that often. I actually haven't put this time into myspeedpuzzling.com yet, so I'm not sure. I might have been doing something I had no business doing in the first place. But hey, clearly I like a challenge. So this week we had a really high high and a bit of a low low. But, you know, it's par for the course. I'm going to keep practicing. Am I going to do this one again? I don't think so. I think this was like a one and done for me. I don't think this is what I'm going to keep trying to get a faster time on. I think I'm okay. I can move on. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Our little community, a little corner of the puzzle world is growing, and I'm so grateful. So make sure you're subscribed. You can follow me over on TikTok. I make some fun videos over there, and you can also follow me on Instagram. Yeah, I made a puzzling Instagram just for fun. I'm not posting like my TikToks on Instagram. It's really just pictures. So if you like that, you can follow me over there too. It's the same username at Puzzles with Bree. So yeah, you can follow me on either one of those. If you're interested in either the MasterPieces puzzle or that Ravensburger Inside Out 2, you can find them linked below in my Amazon storefront. And I will see you in my next video.